Hello, happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope it's sunnier where you are than it is where I am today, maybe. And welcome to those of you who can't normally make a live because our clocks don't change till the end of this month, and yours might have already changed, which means it might be easier for you to see me this week and next week. We'll see. Anyway, right. So it's don't adjust your clock. You haven't done anything wrong. That's what's happened. Our clocks don't go back until the very end of March. Right, we're gonna go over to the desk. If you've been saving stuff and you don't want to see what I've made so far, spoilers are coming now, so you can look away. But anybody else, here's what I've done so far. They're in the wrong order. We started with pink and green for Pete's Dragon, and then we did a rainbow with some tearing and a tag. And Amy hasn't walked away. She's still here, even though I had to shout her out in the title of today's video. Sauce. Yep. And then we did this one on Friday and added in red and blue with stamping and stenciling because I didn't have red and blue in this kit. And what says Snow White other than red, blue, and yellow? So there we go. Now, we've got some choices today. Choices to be made. I have pulled out, well, not pulled out, I've printed out, that's the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to pull out of the printer right now what I have printed out. So we have bounds that I have photographed but not yet scrapbooked. We have these three where we were ghost hosts from the Haunted Mansion. We have these three where we are Agent P, Perry the Platypus, and Doofenshmirtz. And we have these two in our Minnie Mouse stylings with a red curtain background. Indeed. Oh no! Well, that was funny. That was funny. That was funny. That was probably the least flattering angle of me you've ever seen. Oh well. No, it could be worse. I could have I don't know. I don't know what could have been worse. I could have my skirt stuck in my tights. That would have been worse. You didn't see that. Okay. We'll go back. We'll go. There's no iPads involved. It's okay. It's just that you're on a delay. So as soon as you say something to me, then I see it. But while you're sitting there going, ah! That's the delay. So there we go. It's all good. All right, let's start again, shall we? Live streaming. You never know what's going to happen. It's like live theater. You never know. You'll never know. All right, here we go. So we did pink and green for Pete's Dragon. We did rainbows and torn paper and a tag, even though Amy couldn't cope. She managed. And then we did Snow White with red, blue, and yellow. Okay, so that's what you saw on the desk. And then we had photos. So I'll try again. We had these three from Haunted Mansion. These three from Phineas and Ferb, where he was Perry the Platypus and I was Doofenshmirtz. And these two with our Minnie Mouse stylings that are red. Okay? There you go. Right. I love the different ways that you all communicate this. We have like emoji messages like, please look up. No. We have all caps. You're not on camera. We have super polite. Switch cameras, please. We have That little bit of the live chat is just the perfect summary of the different types of people it takes to have a community. You're all amazing. Okay, now, what we're going to do today. Right. I'm still not quite sure what I pushed that didn't change the camera. That will be figured out later, or maybe not. It may be a mystery forever, because the buttons are right here. I don't know what I pushed. There might be some mystery thing that happens later, and we'll figure out what button I pushed that was not the button to change cameras. I didn't see Melinda's idea. Oh, does Amy not want it to be on invention? So you don't get to vote today. Not at this point anyway. I'm showing you all of them because I'm going to set up the layout and then choose which photos go best with it. And because I've got those 3 that all need scrapping. Julie's like, what did I miss? I didn't change cameras. So I was telling you about what was on the desk, but I wasn't showing you. And because of the delay, it took me a minute. And now the laundry is beeping at me. All the things, all the time. Okay, right. Now. So the button I need is over here. Now there's so many buttons, I'm nervous about all of the buttons. We're all right, we're all right. I have my notes here. And we are going to take this paper that has tags all over it. And that's where we're starting. So these are my tags that I have. So we're going to see what photos are going to work with that. I'm going to make the appliances stop being R2-D2 at me. And very quickly make this so that I haven't just completely made the dryer pointless by creasing everything up. Work smarter, not harder, right? I don't need to make extra ironing. One more and then we're done. Why technology? Why do all of the things wrong today all at once? Done. Okay. Tags, sketching, getting my act together, all these things. Okay, so my plan is to mix tags and photos in a composition. So I've got kind of Amy's going to make these rectangles because she doesn't like tags. But they'll work with rectangles. So anybody else out there who doesn't like the shape of a tag, you're okay. Just use rectangles for all of them. Okay, so we can do this with 2 photos or 3 photos, that's fine. The red is really not going to go well with the tags I've got here, I think. So I'm going to draw it with 3. So let's put a photo here. And a photo here. Okay. They look like tea bags, but they're tags. If I put a hole in them, does that make them look less like tea bags? Okay. We need writing. And we need a title. I'm going to write here. I probably did that because I drew that one biggest, and then it meant it looked like there was room. I don't know. That was silly. Title. Here. And then we're going to embellish the others. Okay. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of confetti around as well. Where's my window where I can see you? The tags look like toast. There you go. Toast. If you want to screen grab that, I'll even hide my still broken thumb. There you go. Okay. Now, do we think I can handle changing cameras to do my speech and then changing it back? Be gentle with me. Let's see if I can do it. I think I can. I mean, I've done it like hundreds of times, right? Breathe. Hello. It changed. I checked the red button and everything. Hi, I'm Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for watching my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, coming back to craft, any of it. And if you want to find links to any of the stuff that I talk about, any of the supplies I use, the supplies I'll use next month, any of that, you can find it in the description box below the video. And that will have this month's supplies, next month's supplies, where you go to take classes, all of that sort of stuff. Right. Anything else I need to add at the moment? I think that's it for today, other than, two diary things. Remember, the videos have been scheduled, so check, because there's next Monday is not a Monday, it's Tuesday. Because I got to go on a school trip next Monday. I won't be here at my desk, but I will be on Tuesday. So Tuesday will just be this same Monday time, but on Tuesday. It's going to be a Tuesday that pretends to be a Monday. And on Good Friday, the last Friday in March, we're going to go to the Thursday because school is out here. It's a holiday in this country, so a lot of the British audience will be out doing activities and not be here watching. So I will also have an assistant to entertain that day. So we're going to bump that one back to Thursday. The other thing to know, a few of you have done Ornamentally Yours in the past. It's a free event with a live streamed educational videos on Facebook, and it's hosted by Lindsay Ostrom, who basically is the woman responsible for me now being this scrapbooky person. And she teaches people lettering, and when I was 19, if that, I got her book, The ABCs and 1-2-3s of creative doodling and lettering or something like that. And I did every exercise in the book, and it was what lit a spark for me in terms of designing and doodling. I'd always doodled, but I didn't know what I was doing. And that book gave me like style and direction and stuff. And so I was lucky enough to meet her in person when I was early days of working in the scrapbook industry. She's epic, and she hosts this free event. And I'm doing the Easter one, which is that weekend of like 23rd, 24th of March. And I'm going to be on Saturday. So I will give you a link on Friday. I'll post the link so that you can join in. But just letting you know, I'm going to do a tutorial with florals made with distress oxide inks. So that way, I try to teach techniques on that one that can then be put into scrapbooks or cards or journals or whatever, because it's kind of an audience. It's a bit of a cross section of everybody. So that's coming up, and it's free. Okay, cool, fabulous. Switching camera back. Right. Okay. Corinne gutted that she did an order to use my link for an album, but then checked her bank and she's been charged £10 extra, so it made it much more expensive. Okay, so I talked about this with my order, and I have asked, and I got a reply, but the reply was, let us get back to you with more info, and I don't have that yet. They would only just be getting up now. So yeah, I will have more info on what is the extra cost, extra charge that has popped up on international orders from scrapbook.com. I don't know what it is currently. I'm assuming it's that VAT is being collected on their end rather than our end. As long as it doesn't get collected twice, fair enough. If it gets collected twice, you will hear me scream from inside your houses, because I will not be happy. But if it's that the VAT is just being collected before it's shipped, it might be that. So anyway, I don't know. That's my theory, but please, giant disclaimer, that is a theory and I do not know, but I have asked for clarification, and I got a response back from the guy who does their marketing stuff to say, I don't know. Let me talk to finance on Monday and get back to you. Okay? Fabulous. Let's cut out some tags. Okay. Amy, I am going to cut them, with like scissors and not just like tear them or anything. Amy, are you driving or watching from, like a seated non-vehicular location today? Amy's in the comments being quizzed on why she doesn't like tags, and she says it's the shape that bugs her. It's got awkward corners or curves depending on the shape, and it creates gaps that she doesn't like. I totally understand that. When you're layering, rectangles are easier to layer than, and even circles are easier to layer than tags because of those pesky corners. Yeah, I get it. And even a paper like this, if you don't like the tag shape, most of these you could cut down underneath and still have a nice design underneath. So you'd be okay. Right. So we'll see, what can we do color-wise? Because I certainly don't have reds here. The teal is kind of going, Hannah mentioned green and purple, but I don't have purple. But the teal of Perry the Platypus is with, surprise, surprise, yellow. So maybe that becomes the answer. See, I mean, this goes well with the color of the jumper, but not so much with the hat. But this works. So let's bend and snap. And Scrapbook some phineas and Ferb. Tina's here, and she says, let's talk red polka dots. Why, Tina? Why? Why do you dislike red polka dots? Anyway, you've told me it was because the hanging design bothered you. It was framing, not hanging, but there we go. We have to agree to disagree because I still love it. But anytime you see me do a design that you don't like, I have saved you the trouble of making that mistake at your desk and not liking something that you made, so you don't have to put it in your album. It lives in mine, and that is fine. You don't ever have to look at it if it's in my album. Just don't put it in yours if you don't like it. Yeah. We're never going to all like the exact same thing every time. My sparkly friend once did a Leia that, oh my goodness, people did not like. I actually don't dislike it still. But woo! Sparkly friend normally would have, lots of positive feedback, lovely. The odd person who would not like it, fine. I'm not asking everybody to like it. And there was always a general feedback of my sparkly friend Glitter Girl using too much product per page, which I think was just a style choice, and maybe not as many of us were to the point where we looked at our stash and went, oh, wow, I have a lot of stuff. I might as well put it on pages because what else am I doing here? I think that moment in your craft journey comes at different points for different people. So anyway, one day, however, she did a page that just did not strike many people's happy zone. They were just like, no, that is poor design. I do not like it. Of course, if it had just been like, that is poor design, I do not like it, it would have been less of a shock to my system. But, when we criticize things on the internet, I don't tend to use super polite phrasings in my experience. Oh, joy. But I don't know, the next week, it was fine. No negativity the next week. It was just that one particular design. So that was everybody's red polka dots. There we go. Oh, thanks, Melinda. So, don't pour Glitter Girl me too much or anything. I'm absolutely fine with it. And trust me, when you are creating all the time, you are never going to make everybody happy all the time. Also, you can't please all the people all the time. That is very, very, very true. So it's it's subjective. You like what you like. So if you don't like my red polka dots, it's fine. But I love that the current community is one where we can giggle about it and be like, Tina, the red polka dots, what gives? And that I can tease Amy a little bit about her her phobias of tearing and tags. We're all good. We're all good. But Melinda thinks, she says she doubts there's a glitter girl she doesn't like. It was quite a different page. But sometimes you just got to try something and see what it was. It had ribbon on it. And the challenge was we had a huge amount of ribbon in the store and nobody was really using ribbon. So I was never told, like, you need to push this product, but I could see what wasn't moving, and it would benefit me to move something that wasn't moving, because if something is already popular, then there's only like 10 sheets left. You can only get a commission on 10 sheets. If something that is sitting there and there's 300 of it and I can move that, I can get commission on 300 packs of ribbon. So that's not a bad idea. So I tried different things and went, oh, I like all of these ribbons mixed together like this. And so I just made this big column of ribbons. My sparkly friend made a big column of ribbons. And it was like a lot of ribbon for one photo. And people were just like, no. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Oh, joy of joys. So my feelings are not hurt. Don't worry. Don't read anything extra into it. There's nothing extra. I mean, for once, I'm not being extra. Okay, what color are we going to put in the background with this? Because, of course, I want yellow, but I can't have yellow. Would this plaid work? It's not what I would have expected, but that doesn't mean it's not right. I mean, also, we have the cameras. I figure if Glitter Girl only went like way wrong once, we did well. Okay, so we could do this. Let's pull out all the teal ones. So we could do something like that. What do we got on the other side? That one's fine. There's none with teal tops left. Hey, I've used anything that has a teal top. That's teal and yellow. That one maybe, to put the title on. And are there any here that I actually want as the title? No. Yeah. Okay, so if we do that set of tags, now choices of put it on this paper. Or put it on, put it on that paper. This is way harder to see, isn't it? You wouldn't think it, but woo, too busy. Okay, plaid works. We're doing the plaid. Pam says, many of us learned early on to make very sparse pages, and many of us now subscribe to the more design theory. And that totally goes for me, too. Oh, my goodness. I should go. I wonder if I could show you. I wonder if I can show you. Hold on. Come with me on a field trip. Let's see. I have a feeling this book is on the shelf. If it's not exactly where I think it is, I won't waste any time, and I will just go get it. I'll find it for next time. But I think it's here. Is it here? It is. All right, you want to see how sparse I used to scrapbook? Oh, we're going in the time machine, friends. Oh my goodness. Right. Ready? I gotta be brave. The Scrapbook Hall of Fame 2001. Which was back cover sponsored by Sukaneko Brilliance ink pads. Inside cover Pioneer Easy Load scrapbooks. Oh my. Scrappin' Dreams in Springfield, Missouri. I went to that shop. Paper Adventures. They had the coolest glitter paper. Okay. So, what page am I on? Is there a table of contents here? Yeah. 64. When I'm 64. Right, you ready? You ready? This is how I got my start in the industry. Can we talk about solid cardstock? Okay. Ready? Oh, God. Okay, so black and white film photos, like literally black and white film. Like journaling just, oh no, what was this? Did I take them all on the same day? I don't know. Color blocked. This is printed all on the computer. It's not my thing. This one, color blocked. No embellishments. Like, there's a bit of embroidery floss there. The pictures are an interesting choice to put into a magazine. Lettering template. So I traced these with a stencil and then cut them out with scissors. And I credited my scissors, I bet. Oh no, just the punch. I probably would have put the scissors on the supply list. Decorative edge scissors, friends. I am not joking. My embellishments here are one photo cut into squares. Oh my goodness. Right. Then we have Cricut. And this is me going 12 by 12, which I did not scrapbook 12 by 12 before the Hall of Fame. I was asked, can we see a range of page sizes? And do you notice these are all double pages so far too? So that was basically, I think, the first 12 by 12 layout I ever made. And that was of a friend who loaned me the photos because I didn't have the kind of photos that, the others were all mine. Are all the other pictures actually mine? Yeah. But these I borrowed for the Cricut layout. This is hand lettered, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it was a lettering tutorial in Becky Higgins' Art of Creative Lettering book, but that one is not printed out on the computer. I did actually letter that one by hand. But this journaling is totally a font. Everything is computer printed because that's what editorial wanted. This one is a really interesting choice. They turned it around from the way I had it. So I had the 2 pages the other side. This is one of my high school besties. And that's 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Vellum pockets with a little daisy punch. Yeah. So all of this open space in the middle confused me a lot because I had it that way, the other way around. But I did use a lot more open space, as you can see. This was another, can you scrap in 12 by 12? So I did this. Can we just notice this blue mat? I ran through a paper crimper. I don't know why. Yeah. This was that technique we used to use where we would print out in reverse with a font and then cut it out with scissors. And that's it. That's what they picked. Here's the really funny bit. When you submitted to Hall of Fame, you had, so the initial application was 8 layouts. And then if you were selected, you had to send in, I think, double that. And they would pick from what you sent in to put it into what would make your little portfolio here. They printed all double pages and none of my singles. They printed all of the pages that had no extra pattern. Can we call this a pattern paper? Probably. It's like a tonal squiggle on blue cardstock. That's the pattern. Oh, that black mat has a little silver sun print on it. I remember the paper more than I can see it there. So, and there's a bit of moldery paper there. But yeah, they printed the stuff that was like the most minimalist that I sent in. And I even had a page that I sent in that had lots of lumpy bumpy embellishments. It had cinnamon sticks on it. They did not publish that. And then I thought maybe that one was really broken by the time it got there. And when it came back to me, it was in perfect condition. So it was a choice. They didn't like the lumpy bumpy. They printed all of my most minimalist. And I mean, this was very much the style that Becky Higgins was scrapbooking at the time, right? So they took my whole portfolio and they brought it down to one particular style that they wanted to highlight. So I'll give you a little flip through so that you can see that there were quite a few of us who used less stuff then than now, but like patterns and embellishments definitely existed. Oh, paper dolls totally existed. They did print some of my paper dolls in another magazine, but not this one. Not this issue. Special book, whatever. Doodlebug. Yeah, so I was like the graphic design version, like representative. And I had to do a little interview, and they had said, like, what kind of stuff did you learn, or how did you learn how to scrapbook? And I said I didn't know anybody who was a scrapbooker at the time until about this time when this was happening. I met some scrapbookers in real life. But before that, I used what I had learned in newspaper and magazine and yearbook layout from journalism classes. Yeah. But the funny bit was there was a Yahoo group where we shared pages that we made called Scrap and Scans, and a whole bunch of us all are in this in 2001, and another whole team were in 2000, and it was just good luck. It was just being in the right place at the right time. But I think that was the way. There weren't galleries then, and so you could share what you made, and we would kind of build on each other's. So sweet. Build on each other's ideas and styles and stuff like that. Loved a double page, didn't they? So many doubles, so many photos. Yeah. So this was 2001 for those of you who weren't scrapbooking back around the time. This, Sharon was about as artsy as pages came back then. So this, we would kind of call Sharon's style mixed media now. And she did go on to write an art journaling book, but like this was really quite artistic and pushing the boundaries at the time. And handwritten journaling, which we didn't all get away with. I was asked to take everything out of my handwriting and put it into typed. It's because we were selling fonts. So all the different magazines I worked on in this era that were selling fonts wanted me to use the fonts they were selling. Then these were the honorable mentions where you get one in the back section. Lots of cool stuff. So there we go. 2001 scrapbooking time capsule there for you. Now, more. Lots of you who have scrapbooked a long time still have your old magazines and don't want to get rid of them. And Amy's like, you were tearing paper way back then. Yep, I was tearing paper way back then. Yep. And I do remember on that Yahoo group when we first started including tags, because we were going to the stationery shop to do it, to find the tags. Because they weren't a scrapbooking product yet. But the scrapbooking industry didn't waste much time. They went ahead. Debbie just recently got rid of all her old magazines to make room for more scrapbook pages. Yay! I haven't kept everything. I did for a long time. But in the last house move, I was like, you know what? I do not need copies of Paper Cuts magazine. So if you weren't around for what happened in 2001, so I entered 2 contests, never thinking I would win either of them. I had my real hopes, like I had real discussions with myself about how cool it would be if I could maybe get an honorable mention in one of them. And I remember trying to figure out, like, what were I thought that being the scrapbooker in England would probably be my unique selling point, as it were. So I thought, you know, what photos could I use that would look a little different than the photos that other people were using? So that's why I did the London Landmarks layout. And for the other contest, which was from Paper Cuts magazine, I had done a layout with some other landmarks. I can't remember what it was. I think maybe the Natural History Museum. Yeah, and I had put together these 2 portfolios of layouts to enter the contests. And then I won both of them. And I was shocked, amazed, delighted, and then it descended into drama. Because there hadn't been 2 contests in the past, so there was no rule book that said you couldn't enter both. And I had sent in different entries to the 2 just in case. I don't know why, just did. And then there was this drama about, well, is she allowed to work for 2 competing magazines? And so it turned out I was offered regular work with one, like I was in every single issue with lots of pages. And the other one was a case of, here are some topics, send in, like, to apply, make the layouts first, and maybe we'll publish them. So I took the safer deal and went with the ones that just, I went with the magazine where I was promised work every month, and that was a thing. But it was quite a hard decision to make. Okay, I'm feeling I need to go black, not brown today. So let's swap that around and swap the boopers around. Feel better, Julie? Okay, so let's ink all of this. Remembering that you could just do rectangles in scraps of different paper. Totally allowed. Could also be a whole bunch of 3x4 cards. If you've got a big supply of 3x4 cards, do you have more 3x4 cards than you know what to do with? You could do this and use 3 photos and 5 3x4 cards. Why not? Yes, Sherry has a cover layout in Creative Scrapbooker magazine. Yeah, it is really cool when you get to see your work in print. It still feels cool. Yeah. Okay. I think the photos need a mat, but it might need to come from scraps. Also, we have these babies. So, let's use something new. Oh, they come with a little tool and everything. Oh, yes. Let's get rid of this before the sticky gets everywhere. All right. So let's have... Oh, we need to use that on the Haunted Mansion. Let's have the pink and the turquoise though. if you do want to try to get published, Scrapbooking Cards Today publishes a list on their website of what they're looking for. The issues are quarterly. And then, oh, by the way, usually on a rub-on, the branding is also a rub-on, so make sure you cut it off. I'm just assuming that they usually are. Yeah. Okay, let's do this one up here. We're just gonna go for it. Right, hands up. Have you ever used rub-ons? So they're a product that at one point, oh my goodness, they were everywhere, weren't they? Do you remember the big books of rub-ons you could buy? And they always have a variety of quality. So some brands would go on like butter. Some you would feel like you had to rub with a wish and a prayer because they might work, they might not. Some of them have a very long shelf life and you can take them out of your stash from years ago and they'll still go on fine. Some of them, this shelf life was really short and they didn't work all that well after a while. So, yeah. And a product that didn't originally come from scrapbooking, obviously. Oh, more appliances are beeping at me. It's the dehumidifier now, but it will stop beeping on its own. So I'm just going to leave it be. Welcome to England. We have to run dehumidifiers if we don't want our house to be full of mold. And it's been raining so much. Nice. Excellent quality. Went on well. Super smooth. Oh, feels nice. And went right over that pattern paper without any problem. Good opacity. Nice. Yes, we like. So let's work out this row here then. Did I just put all of that there to only get a little bit? Of course I did. I could have thought about this and cut it apart, but I did not. Okay. I'm going to mat this. I still want it to be matted. Sandra still uses the basic gray rub-ons. Megan has Love Elsie rub-ons in her stash. Lindsay says Florida also needs dehumidifiers. So does Rita. Kimberly's been using 2002 rub-ons from Bo Bunny, and they've lasted fine. Great. The basic gray ones, yeah, have lasted for a long time. Yep. We love that. We love that. Right. Let's. Ooh, what do we think about matting the photos in black? Yeah. Let's see what we think. Thinking black, and then if I've got any left, some yellow tuckies. I know I'm gonna run short of yellow embellishments because of these yellow boots. He's not in the yellow boots today. He might regret that later when we take our picture. I don't know. like black for the drama of the good kind, according to Debbie. I think it's going to help this combination of pastel colors not be too sickly. Because, I mean, we're not actually in pastels. I've just gone that way. Okay. I really should have cut that rub-on in pieces. So if you have the same kit, that's my advice. And with the turquoise one, I'm going to cut it in half so that I can bring it around to both photos. Now, I know this is really off-center. I'm going to go the other direction with the bottom line. Okay, so I'm going to cut this way. And bring it right on over to this edge and tuck it behind there. Where did I put the little tool? Oh no. I forgot about this part of rub-ons. There it is. It looks like a bend and snap tab. It's not. Okay. When they came with little popsicle sticks, lolly sticks, I was forever just losing them and then being like, oh no, have I put it in the bin because it looks like a lolly stick. Oh, have you not figured out today's Disney Mountain theme? I'm Alice, he's the Hatter. Because today's challenge is actually Loungefly bags. And so I let him pick a Loungefly bag and then he did the outfits from that. So he's picked my Alice Loungefly and then dressed me as Alice and him as the Hatter. And we're now not ahead of the game. We're now back to doing the challenge on the actual day. And we did not post new photos over the weekend. So hopefully we get our act together a little bit. Just too many things running every which way. But we'll be good. It all works out in the end. Right. So then this photo is going to go over here. I know that's going to be awkward. I'm going to sort it out. So I'm just going to put the adhesive in the middle here so that I can tuck stuff in there and not have any problems putting it there. And this one. Which means this piece is going to go here. Now, I don't want it to feel too blocked in here. So I kind of need to do this, right? Ready? I'm going to cut and overlap. So this is going to go here. Because I don't want it trapping this. So that's going to, not crooked. So this one first, and then the bottom piece to come up and meet it, which kind of means overlapping the two pieces of the rub-on. Ooh, sensory weirdness, just in case you haven't done that. The stick hitting the edge of the plastic and going onto the paper. It just did that funny thing where your teeth go weird. That might just be me. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to take this and meet it here. And this open space is fine because then I can cover that sharp edge with embellishment. Okay, it doesn't matter if they line up here because that's going to be covered up. My coffee cup is sitting there asking me, why do I always make a coffee before a live stream and then just watch it go cold? But the odd times that I don't make a coffee before the live stream, that's when suddenly I need a drink. And I'm like, I can't speak anymore. So it's sitting here, and I should probably drink at least a little of it before it's icy. There we go. Okay. Photos and tags in place. Now time to do fun embellishment stuff. Let's have more. Yes. Oh, yay, Nancy. That's what I love to hear. Nancy says that she is loving this layout idea. She loves tags and has a ton in her stash. Well, you can use 5 straight away and still get 3 photos on the page, which is great. But obviously, any of them could be swapped around. If you need more journaling tags, put more journaling tags on. If you need more photo space, swap more photos for journaling, and so on. Right? Okay. So we got letter stickers to make a title. We got embellishments aplenty. Can I spell things like platypus? I think so. I'm going to see if I can spell it twice. Also, how wide is the word platypus going to be? Let's just find out by tacking them in place. I'm pretty sure I used the same title last year and I have no regrets. Because we did a Perry and Doof and Schmertz layout last year, or photo last year too, but it was the other way around. And he wore a lab coat. We're just going to take this a little bit this side. Okay. Oh, need to bring this one up. Okay, I can spell platypus. Can I? Oh, maybe I just do the question mark on the first one and the exclamation mark here. I think you could punctuate it either way, with both question marks or a question mark, then an exclamation point. So for those of you going, what? So in the cartoon, when Doofenshmirtz sees Perry the platypus without his hat, he says, a platypus? And then he sees the hat and he says, Perry the platypus? As if there are just tons of teal platypi hanging out around him. So that's what we're doing. It's a never-ending joke. And it means I have to spell platypus twice. But I can do that. I have one more A. I think I need smaller letters for the. So I'm going to have a the in here, but I'm going to grab littler letters to do that. Okay, then we're going to do platypus again with a question mark. So it needs to come further over so that I'll have room for the question mark just a tiny bit. Tina says, okay, good place to ask. Is cream milk? Do you actually add cream to your drinks? Cream is a milk product, but it's not just milk. So whether something is milk or cream has to do with the fat content left in, like how much of the fat is skimmed out of the dairy. Yes? So you know how like your milk, you have, maybe depending on what country you're in, you might call it skimmed, semi-skimmed, or 2%, and then full fat milk or whole milk or whatever culturally your neighborhood calls it. Yes? So cream is the next step up from that. And we know that if we then keep churning, that it will eventually become butter. Yes? And this is... Wait! I ran out of P's. It's okay. I'm going to use an R. I never thought I would run out of P's before R's, but there we go. Okay. So cream in a drink is, fabulous. It's very lush and rich, and it's probably to most people not an everyday thing. But when you hear things like the cream in your coffee, yes, because you're adding just a tiny bit. But in America, more practically using half and half, which is sold as a product, and it's half milk and half cream. So it's essentially got more fat than whole milk, but less than cream. Also, there's single cream, double cream, whipping cream. That's all creams with different percentage of fat left in. Yeah? Tina, stop! Go back! I'm just giving you the whole answer. So yes, cream in coffee is cream with coffee. But some people might say it and they mean half and half, or they mean milk. But actual cream in coffee is delish. Okay. Don't go funny on me if I give you a complete answer. You ask me a question, you're going to get a complete answer. Okay. I need tiny letters for the. Okay. We'll find those in a minute. No. Sophia says she thinks that cream in coffee is vile. Oh, no. You're doing it wrong if you think it's vile. A breve latte is a latte made with half and half milk and half cream, and it is like the most indulgent latte you'll ever drink. It's divine. Yeah. Yeah, we don't put cream in a cup of tea here. You put milk in tea. In English tea. Yeah, milk. Although I'm not a big tea drinker. It might be that some people really, really love a bit of cream in their tea, but my like guidance for it would be, would this drink taste nice with whipped cream on top? If so, you can put cream in it. If no, you probably can't. And I can't imagine drinking a cup of just plain old standard Yorkshire tea with whipped cream on top. Now, a chai latte with cream is immense. There we go. Yeah, Tina, they do. They do actually mean cream. But a lot more Americans will have half and half in their fridge, and a lot more coffee shops will have half and half at the spot. Yeah. Oh, Sophia says half milk and half cream would be yes, could do that. But just substituting double cream in place of milk, yeah, that might make you have something that is more like melted ice cream than a drink. It might just be a little too much. Oh, the things that we never know we'll talk about here. Right, let's have embellishments, please. Okay. Ooh, and for once I can look for colors that aren't just yellow. So that's handy. What have we got in here? Bubblegum. Game Boy. How am I going to scrapbook that Game Boy? We skipped the Mario Brothers Day. Oh, and there's one of those too. I have to think about what I can do to use those. TV we can do. This was Disney Channel Day especially, so the TV is completely on topic. Not sure which camera to use, so we'll have both of those, and then we'll have some florals. Yes. Maybe this one. That one. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm not sure outside of North America if half and half is a thing. It's definitely a thing in North America, but I think often the rest of the world you would just be expected to mix your own milk and cream. But in America, we do love to take the work out and make it a product for you. You don't have to mix your own. You could just buy a jug of that. Yeah. Oh, so then yes, the flavored creamers that are a very American thing as well. We don't really have this, and we definitely don't have the whole cupboard of them like you have in an American supermarket. That's one of my silly things that I do when I'm in America is I go to that section and I buy some ridiculous flavored coffee creamer like birthday cake flavored or obviously pumpkin flavored. I have all different random ones, but just one per trip because I'm not going to get through multiple bottles. I can't bring it back. And before Sophia mentions it, or she may already have, I have watched the video where coffee expert dude tries all the American creamers and is basically like, what is this? What are you all doing to the coffee? Yeah. It's highly entertaining. Okay, where are we going to put all this stuff? So I've got this base to deal with. So let's start there. Do I want to go ahead and block it off to this side? Or do I want to add? I think I have to, don't I? Yeah, because it goes all the way up. Let's just go with it. Gemma says half and half. I thought half and half was pretty close to what we call whipping cream. That's what it's closest to, but it is more diluted than that. Diluted is not really the right word, but I was kind of thinking, like, yeah, it's not as thick as whipping cream. Yeah, it's got a bit more milk. Oh, no, that's okay. I'm going to do a and the in the little letters. I've not forgotten. There, across that gap. flowers down here. I really want this to fit somewhere, but oh, there. I was like, but I don't know where. And then I like this. I like this layered up. Individual flower up here. I like it there. This might need to come down and open that space. Come on. There. Nope. Oh, I love that multiple people are referencing the James Hoffmann Try All the Coffee Creamer videos. That video. And it's hilarious that those of you outside of the UK have discovered James Hoffmann. I mean, I don't know why that surprises me. It's the internet, it's international. But it just amuses me because he's ever so British. Yeah. So if you don't know James Hoffmann, he's a world barista champion from back in the day. He started both a coffee shop and a roastery here in London, and he does a lot of coffee content on YouTube. Make sure if you're looking for him that you find the channel that is actually James Hoffmann and not Hames Joffman, which is a parody channel. He's that famous that there's a parody channel. But the parody channel comes up in my recommendations all the time, even though I haven't watched it. So there we go. Oh, Gemma says Barefoot Contessa loves half and half. Okay. I feel like I need now some smaller pieces. So what could we add in? Like, see, this is where I understand Amy's aversion to tags. This is not a pleasant little grouping here to me. So let's have things like turquoise circles. Okay, and then let's have a yellow or a pink phrase to go on top of that because we got a lot of turquoise going on here, or a black and white one. Have that. Nope. Okay, I want it in this corner, but I want something else with it. What am I going to put with it? A domino. Why not? Oh. Sophia says there's a strong suspicion that Hames Joffman does his thing with the tacit permission of James Hoffman. Just saying, which is totally fine. I think if you were to stumble on the wrong one first, this conversation would be very confusing, don't you think? Like, what are they on about? This is kind of weird. I don't mean that it's. I haven't watched it, so I don't know what the content is like. Yeah, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that it's done with permission. I used to hang out at his coffee shop quite a lot before I had a child and other obligations in other parts of town. Okay, interestingly, I'm not sure how much I'm loving this open space here because I had to close it up over here. I'm going to live with it for a little bit. The other thing I'm really thinking about is taking a tiny bit off the sides and putting it on a sheet of black. I think I would like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Sophia says you do need to know the first one to understand the other one, but also she's only watched a couple, but they were a tad risque, shall we say? I can't be known for recommending risque content on the internet. I mean, I know it's 2024, and I've apparently had a whole different side of me on camera, but I think that's a bit much. Okay, so what I'm wondering, I actually really wish that this was here. Oh, also that's not stuck, so. I'm going to move things around and see what I think. I like that. What do I do here? Just maybe a single flower? What if I just did that? See, what I wish is that I had realized and done this over here. That would have been my answer, but it's too late for that. You can't take rub-ons back. So I think I'm just going to block it in the smallest way possible because I kind of wish I hadn't blocked it. But these things happen. Now I have the turquoise dots there. I'm going to bring the pink dots over here. Okay. Journaling's going to go on there. I'm going to finish the title there. Let's put some enamel dots on this baby. Jen Wright says she's just found a James Hoffman video about the Tiramisu World Cup. There's a contest for tiramisu? Yes. I'm all in on that. I got tiramisu chocolates for Mother's Day and I ate them all. Oh, by the way, Americans, Mother's Day here was yesterday. Yeah. You can all laugh. My Mother's Day surprise was that the boys went to the bakery when it first opened to bring back pastries. But, are you ready for this? They woke me up at 6 o'clock to ask me what time the bakery opens. Because, I'm the only one who can Google things. Oh, it made me laugh a lot. So, if you need advice for Mother's Day, don't wake up your mother at 6 a.m. Let the poor lady sleep. yellow, turquoise. Let's bring the pink down here. Yeah. Okay. It'll probably have gold. It may have a black border. It's going to have tiny letter stickers here to say A. Oh, I missed the question mark off. A platypus. Perry the platypus. Yeah. There we go. And a reminder, if you're in this year's story, I will be live streaming tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. In the February 2024 section of the This Year's Story forum. I'm going to use this yellow twine in those tags. I won't make you watch all of them. I'll just do one here. There we go. Okay, so a little zoom in for details. So we got this corner up here. We got this corner here where the title's going to be finished. It needs an A and it needs a the. We got this one, and the pink card is going to have journaling. There's the rub-on detail. If you make this, don't do the same thing I did, because it would have been nicer if I could keep that open space there, like I did on this side. And there we go. Also, who taught him to be this cool? Because it wasn't me. He's always just got a pose in mind, and that was it. And I loved that these photos, look at the background of this. And this was the one where somebody posted, do you guys go to Disneyland like every day? This is not Disneyland. This is Embankment Gardens in Charing Cross in London. There's a wine bar over here. And this is an office building. This is an old fountain that's no longer a fountain, and you can't get down to it anymore. I'm not sure what the history of that is. I should probably look up what the history of that is. Okay. Oh, yes, Kristen, I will send you England Rex. And you wanted stationery shops in general. I had a couple questions about this whole week, so let me just say, we don't have scrapbooking stores in London. Nope, there aren't any. However, not that you said that, Kristen, but a couple people from different places messaged to say, what are the scrapbooking stores in London? None. However, the two places that I recommend are both near Covent Garden. So just for anybody who watches that has this question, the London Graphic Centre, which is on Shelton Street, it's right next to the dance studio, basically. It has a massive mural on the side, so you don't want to miss that. And then the inside, it's a 2-story art shop that has lots of washi tape, the best selection of pens in town, lots of normal art supply stuff too, but also lots of lovely stuff that you might find useful in Scrapbooky world. Then you go around the corner toward the Ivy and the Ambassadors Theatre, and you find a different kind of shop called Choosing Keeping. And that is like a divine stationery boutique. If you ever wanted to spend £100 on a pair of scissors that were a work of art, this is where you will find it. They have my favorite kind of watercolors there. The Gansai Tambo, I probably said that wrong. Anyway, Japanese watercolors that just have beautiful pigment, they sell them. They also sell a lot of labels and things like that that are lower price point, pens, pencils, die cuts. And not die cuts like American Crafts die cuts, but like ephemera that's beautiful from antique places or whatever. Anyway, they also have really expensive, beautiful work of art, things like staplers and scissors. Cool? But yeah, those are the two that I recommend in Covent Garden because they're near each other and they're just, scrapbookers will love them because they're beautiful. But we don't have any scrapbooking stores in the area. Rita says, are your scissors still being sold? Oh, no. These are years and years ago. They came out with the Glitter Girl collection, and they were only available for a very short time. So if you want them to bring them back, I think you have to kind of campaign at American Crafts to bring scissors back. I'm bringing scissors back. No, yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I see some of you tomorrow at the class live stream at 1:30 tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll be back here live at 10 a.m. this coming Friday. And then remember, next week, it's not on Monday, it's on Tuesday. Fabulous! Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, it'll help both you and me. You'll find more stuff that you like, and it gives me a little help behind the scenes. Oh, and Mia is coming in right at the end to say, could you please give me advice on how to stop being a perfectionist and just put pages together? Find something like one of these videos or a sketch on Pinterest and follow it. Just cut the paper. That's what I'm going to say is the short version. We'll talk about it more maybe on Friday if somebody reminds me. But yeah, you just got to start cutting, sticking. Don't stare at it. Okay. The longer you stare at it, you are never making anything. Cut it, stick it. It's going to work. See you soon. Bye-bye.